can hear some of the first comments already. Oh, look at little Miss Hoity-Toity. What's she dressed up for? Some soiree? No, guys. I'm doing a kitchen project. And I thought I'd take you along with me. I'm pretty excited about this one. So, to recap, we sold our place in Colorado. Like God told us in the middle of the night, do it. Just sell it, get out. I've got a place for you. I'll let you know. Just do what I tell you to do. So long story short, we did exactly that. And within 10 days, we were here. Yeah, it happened that fast. Anyway, so it's a total fixer-upper. We paid cash for it. So Joel and I got married in 2011. We had both been in marriages before. I'm not going to talk about that, but I'll tell you my ex was living as a woman in Texas and it didn't work out for him. So he's in Minneapolis now, but anyway. So Joel's ex-wife pretty much decimated their finances. It was a progressive thing, but she handled everything and she mishandled, and it left him in a very bad position. I, on the other hand, had also always handled the finances in my former marriage. He didn't even know if he was an innie or an outie anyway. So I was able to recuperate a whole lot faster. So sometime after we divorced, we got together and found out we really dug each other, like on a whole new level. We really liked being around each other. So things progressed pretty quickly. We were both old enough in life. We knew what we wanted. We knew where we wanted to be. We knew what the trajectory should look like. So it was a real easy fit for us. So when I started looking into Joel's finances and saw what a train wreck it was, I got really proactive and I sat down with him and we walked through all the steps that needed to happen. First thing I did was I refinanced his mortgage. Excuse me. That was a court-ordered thing anyway in the divorce. He had to refinance to get her off of all the stuff. Okay, so we did that, and I shopped it, and I shopped it hard, and I got us a great rate. Got him down from, I think he was paying, on a first and second mortgage, he was paying like 18%. It was ridiculous. And I got us down to a, excuse me, sorry guys, I'm going to be coughing because I picked up some kind of little bug over the weekend. Not really sure how that happened, but I have a pretty good idea. So let me just say this to say that. I will never refuse a hug from a child, ever. I'll deal with the coughing, I'll deal with the headaches, I'll deal with the congestion, I'll deal with whatever. I will not refuse a hug from a child, ever. Okay, back to the story. So I refinanced his mortgage, got his mortgage refinanced, and I did it in his name only because we needed to rebuild his credit. He was not even registering. Not even registering. So did that and eliminated every extraneous bit of spending. That took a little bit because he was kind of used to just, he's the first one that will tell you finances are not his strong suit. And it's not. His strengths are in so many other areas, just not in finances. So I got us going on the right path, and it took many years. And then in 20. Yeah, it was in 2020. I refinanced the mortgage again. Got us locked into, and I told you wrong, it was 2019. I refinanced the mortgage again, and I got us a 2.3% interest rate, which was fantastic. That then allowed us to make double payments. So I got the 2.3%. I restructured into a 15-year loan, made double payments. Long story short, we had a very tiny balance to pay off when we sold the home in Colorado. At the same time, the housing market was exploding. We had been valuated in our home at like 480, somewhere around in there. The year prior, we were valued at 325. So they were exploding, and of course, along with that, the already high taxes were climbing and climbing and climbing. So it was in our brains. We wanted to move anyway. The way the state of Colorado was turning, the way it was going, what it was turning into, what we were surrounded with, the hate was palpable. If you had a gun, if you love Christ, if you don't want to be parented by government, you were labeled, you had a target on your back, and you were hated. You were rumored about. You were all these things and it just was so ugly. We knew we wanted to get out, but we really thought that we were stuck until retirement. That's what we thought. We thought either we hit retirement age or we get this thing paid off. Well, as it turned out, when the cash buyer came in, we didn't get the money out of the place that we could have gotten if we had gone the traditional route. But God said, do this, do it now. And literally, was it 8 or 9 hours after God spoke, I get a call from a buyer who's interested in coming to look at our place. We hadn't marketed anything. This was a cold call for them. And I'm like, oh, sure. Come on over, take a look. 15 minutes later, cash offer in hand. 2 weeks later, we closed on that, and we closed on the sale of this. So all at the same time, I mean, it was like the perfect storm. Sold that. 2 days before we closed on the sale, we found this place, got it under contract. Since it was a cash buy and the house was vacant, this was a bingo bango thing. We weren't dealt with honestly with the sellers, and they know it. They know what they did, and I'm going to leave it there. It's not mine to punish, right? And I don't want anybody's, oh, you poor thing. No. This entire journey so far has been about showing us who we can be, who we should be, and what we need to strive to be. It's been about attitude. It's been about growth. It has been about, above everything else, blessings. So, all that to get to the project today. When we bought the place, we had big ideas. We wanted to, that's gross, we wanted to just completely tear out the kitchen and put me in the ultimate chef's kitchen, my dream kitchen. You know, Joel was the one who said, oh, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to build you that kitchen. He's a great guy. Yeah, when we saw the extent of everything, like, you know, no plumbing and the wiring had to be redone and all of that, it was several thousands of dollars that we weren't planning on. So we had to tweak things a little bit. So I kept with the original kitchen that was here. I just cleaned it up. Oh boy, was it nasty. I cleaned it up and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. So today we're going to continue on that project. So we're going to be putting a final coat of this product on the countertops. I don't know if you can see that, but this is appliance epoxy. It dries to a super hard finish. Okay. Now there are countertop epoxies, and I looked at Consumer Reports. I looked at a lot of tests, a lot of comparisons between the countertop epoxy and the appliance epoxy. And the appliance epoxy won hands down again and again and again for durability, ease of use, and low fume. Okay, so that's what I chose to go with. I'm still trying to figure out my own thought process behind choosing bright white. I mean, yeah, the kitchen was dark. It was black and red and gross and nasty and vermin, and I digress. It was very dark in here. So, literally and figuratively, light chases out dark. And there was a whole lot of dark that needed to be chased out of this entire joint. So I went with white. If you like the white, go for the white. It means that if you live on a dirt road and you have really hairy animals, you're going to be cleaning a lot. But you know what? I'm okay with that because I know my kitchen's clean. Nothing gets hidden in here. Somebody can walk in here and do the white glove test anytime they want to, and this place is clean. So we're going to do that project today. The first thing I need to do, I'm going to turn you guys a little bit. The first thing we need to do is clean the countertops. Now, I started this process a little while ago, just for the sake of time. And what I did was I cleared everything off, you know, obviously. So I cleared everything off and I wiped everything down. Now what I'm going to do is just use a standard household cleaner. Guys, I'm going to suggest you don't use anything like a citrus-based cleaner. You want to use like an ammonia-based, or vinegar is good too. So let me grab that. We're going to go ahead and clean off these tops. Make sure they're super, super dry and clean of any dust or hair or, you know, whatever. I don't use a tack cloth because that's a little bit of, that's a little overkill. But you can. If your OCD kicks in and you really need to do that, then that's what you need to do and do it. There's no hard fast rule. Just don't use an oil-based anything as your cleaning agent. So you're just making sure that you have no hair, no bumps, no unevenness or anything like that around. So I had done this originally, and I put one coat down. And I knew that it was going to need at least another coat. But, you know, life gets in the way, and when you're setting up a homestead or a farmstead, in the warm months, you take advantage of the long days and the extra hours to be able to work outside. You work your tail off getting your situation together, right? And then when the days get shorter, you find out that you have time to do some of the little extra things that you didn't complete earlier in the season. And that's exactly where I am. So it's taken me a few months to get back to this project. So see, I mean, as clean as everything was, I'm still getting Dadgum dog hair. Man. Get a Bernese Mountain Dog, they said. It'll be fun, they said. I believed them so much, we got 2 of them. Guys, I got hair. All right, that's looking good. That's looking good. So I'm just going to go all the way around the kitchen and do this. So yeah, it's interesting when you start a project like this, you think, okay, I'm going to need X, Y, and Z, and it's going to cost this much. And I'm a budgeter. I'm very careful with money. I'm also very frugal. If I can do it for $5, I'm darn sure not going to pay 20. I'm going to pick you up and carry you over here to the side. So, crazy, crazy, crazy. You know, when we decided that we needed to cut corners and we needed to change our plan a little bit, it was no big deal. It was like, that to me was like, gauntlet down. Here's your challenge. You have $500 to do this entire room. Go. Okay. Challenge accepted. And so we did. So I had actually seen several tutorials on this very process on YouTube, and I watched a bunch of them. Everybody has a different way of doing the things that they do. Some are obviously wrong, and some of them are my way. I'm kidding. Don't take me so seriously. I know, but you know, everybody's got their own way of doing things. The basics are, you have to have a clean surface. You have to have a clean surface. You want an even surface, mostly clear of any blemishes or anything. Get you there. See, there's a lot of work surface in this kitchen. If you have hairy heathens, keep them outside. No joke. And, you know, plan your work and work your plan. So I'm going to be starting this process on the side of the kitchen that I started wiping down first, which was over there. And I'm going to work all the way around. One more coat is going to be more than sufficient for me here. Guys, too, there's no special equipment needed for this project. It's a simple roller with a foam roller on it. I think the package says made for doors and cabinets, I think. Anyway, they're sponge rollers. Get you a pack of those. And the paint itself, I got it on Amazon. And I want to say I think it's right around $30 for the quart. And when you price countertops, even laminate, you can see what a big savings that is right there. So these countertops, when we bought the place, were that laminate, make you want to gag, fake looking butcher block stuff. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay. In my opinion, it's nasty. So I wanted something different. Now I did see in a couple of these tutorials where people were adding striations to make it look like marble, and it turned out really sharp looking, but I don't trust myself enough for that. And quite frankly, this is a fix for about 2 years, okay? We're gonna be redoing this kitchen. It just fell further down on the priority list. Okay, guys, so what you want to do first thing is you want to shake up your paint really, really well. Probably going to time lapse this. Then you want to pop the lid off. And you might be at this point, you're going to be wondering, well, where's your paint tray? Why aren't you using a paint tray? I'm not using a paint tray because I'm not uppity like that, right? Don't need to. If you want to, you go for it. I don't happen to have one of those old trays handy, so I'm not using it. Merciful, that's bright. Okay, guys, one more quick look to make sure I don't have any hairy heathen leavings. And we look good. Let's get it done, shall we? You don't need a lot, and it's a very thick paint. But once you get it on there, you get working it around. You want a nice, light, even coat. Now, I'm not paying particular close attention to the edges are going up the wall at this point because I'm going to be putting some trim up as well as some backsplash. So I'm not concerned about those areas. But you do want to get all the surfaces, all the edges, okay? So front and sides, you want to get every bit. Every bit. And we're just going to continue to work our way on down the line. say about this paint is also self-leveling, which is super cool. So I'm going to set you guys down here. I'm going to whip out this little section right here and probably move you again because that's how I roll. Next to last section, there is altogether, I want to say, there's about, I'm trying to get you guys figured out, don't get dizzy, it'll be okay. There's about 40 feet of counter space in here. So it's a pretty big area. That's a lot of stuff to work out. So it is self-leveling. And it is rated as being low fume. After being around so many chemicals for much of my adult life, none of them illegal. Get your minds out of the trash. I owned a termite and pest control company way back in the day. Got to put a lot of people to work. Anyway, that was kind of a cool thing. My entire mission. I worked with rehabilitation houses, and I would go in and I'd talk to their people. And anyone who completed successfully the rehabilitation program and made it through with, good reports and everything, I would offer them a job. Every single one of my employees had previously been deemed unemployable. A lot of veterans fall into drug and alcohol abuse because of PTSD and other things. I mean, come on. Some of these guys and gals have seen things that we can't even imagine, right? Every single one of my employees was one of them. Best team of people ever. When I sold out to a larger company, I didn't get it in writing, and I should have, and I've regretted this all these many years later. I still regret it. On a wink and a handshake, that company promised to keep all of my guys and gals employed. And the first thing they did was terminated every single one of my employees and brought in new people. And since I was in another part of the world, I did not know where my team had gone. I've tried through social media to find them, and I know at least 2 of them have passed away. And the others I just can't find. So I pray for them daily. So I am very sensitive to any kind of fumes, which makes it a challenge when you're a woodworker because you're around fumes all the time. But here we are, rocking it. Anyway, so it seems kind of strong to me, is what I'm saying. It may not seem strong to you at all. Now, like I said, it is labeled as being low fume. just that simple. Okay, guys, so I'm going to finish up with one little thing before we take you on a final tour of the project. I just want to say this. There is so much division out there, right? And there's a lot of hate and a lot of people walking around being pseudo-offended over everything. And then there are some people who are really being offended for no reason other than other people can do it. So I'm going to challenge you this today. Be the reason somebody smiles. Be the reason somebody sets a goal and gets out there and tries. Uplift, encourage, support, smile, be kind, look for ways to help. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, but be the reason somebody smiles today and make a difference. A little goes a very long way. So, let's take a look at what we got done, shall we? So this is what it looks like. Stupid tripod legs try to trip me up. Okay. This is what it looks like. Is that a shadow? That better be a shadow. Yeah, that's a shadow. So guys, I set all my counter stuff up in the sink. So guys, for right around 40 bucks, gave my countertops a total facelift. So let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments below. And if you wouldn't mind, please, if you're not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit the like button on your way out. I'd appreciate that too. And y'all, keep looking up. Keep that attitude of gratitude. And keep moving forward. We'll see you on the flip. Bye.